Good afternoon. My name is Trent Lindstrom, and it's a privilege to be here. We're here at a very special location with a very special individual that's going to share with us some of her experiences and stories. We're broadcasting live from the LifeVantage corporate offices in their Studio B room. What a great privilege and opportunity it is for me to be here. I'm excited to interview Jessica Crate. You guys are in for a treat. This is going to be a fun interview. I've been waiting all week to have this opportunity. We're here in LifeVantage, and I just want to tell you a little bit about LifeVantage. LifeVantage is a publicly traded biotech company. For those of you that are new, they're just joining this community, LifeVantage is committed to cracking the aging code. And that's a great conversation when we talk about biohacking our health to help us to do that. And we're going to break into that conversation with Jessica's story and a little bit about how we're going to be doing that. Before we do that, those of you that are coming on, we'd love to have that engagement and that interaction. Let us know where you're coming in from. If you're watching this on replay, type in the comments section replay. And then as we start into our interview, I want to make it very clear that we're not here to make any statement that we're here to cure, prevent, or mitigate any type of diseases, but we definitely want to make sure that we emphasize our personal stories and the value of what we've seen coming through this experience. So without further ado, I'm excited to introduce to you guys an individual that has really been, she's got a warm heart, a big heart. She's extremely passionate. She's driven. She's hit some big milestones throughout her life. She's a professional athlete. She's qualified at the Olympic level as a marathon and as in triathlons as well. She's 5 times U.S. team qualified on the triathlons as well as a triathlete, professional triathlete. So we're excited to have her. She now today is a certified running coach. She's a certified yoga instructor, and she also is the CEO of a company, Crate Consulting, where she travels around in speaking engagements. So it's exciting to have her here. And with that, she's also been featured on the Platform Magazine, True TV, iHeartRadio, the MMB 60 program, and now she gets to add to her resume. She's been interviewed live on Biohacking Health Community. Jessica, we're so excited to have you.
It is so awesome to be here, Trent. It is such an honor. So thank you for inviting me. It's such a blast to be able to be here in this studio and to be talking to all of you in Biohacking Health. So what an awesome platform you have.
Thank you so much for being here. And obviously we didn't have a chance. We talked about some of your accolades and where you've been to. Give maybe our viewers a little bit of a deep perspective of who Jessica Crate is, where you came from and how you've gotten to where you're at.
Ooh, where I came from. Okay, so those of you tuning in from Canada, I want a little Canadian flag down there. Originally from British Columbia, born in BC, and lived all over the U.S. I'm a dual citizen. Moved back to Canada for middle school and high school, and that's where I really accelerated in my running career. Did every sport growing up, from gymnastics to basketball to soccer, and was competitive in soccer, and then fell into running. And I'll never forget my first running meet. Like, I was thrown into it. They're like, just run. And I'm like, just run. And I showed up in my first meet with cross country with basketball shorts and basketball shoes. And I won, but a guy beat me. And I said, hold on, this is never going to happen again. So that's kind of started my whole running career. But I decided, hey, I need to get out of the cold weather, and went to Arizona State. So all you Arizona ASU fans, shout out to you. And then transferred for pre-medical studies to Florida State and finished out my varsity track and cross country career at Florida State. After that, went into marathon running, and that's where everything changed. And I know we're going to get into that. But after I fractured my foot training for the Olympics, I got into triathlon. And so here we are.
How long were you competing before you fractured your foot? I mean, you went through college and doing that, and then give us a little bit of
about just over 15 years of like competing at a very high level. So it's intense, a lot of inflammation, oxidative stress, and doing not a ton of great things to your body, pounding the pavement day after day. So marathon running did a lot of damage, but after college, it was about 5 years of marathon training and racing.
Well, and I know at that level as an athlete, you're probably exposed to a lot. And through that, you're also looking at foods that you're eating. I mean, everything's probably matters. The calories that you're burning and how much calories you're putting in, and all those things are big. So fast forward the story, you're doing this for 15 years. At what point were you introduced to this whole biohacking experience and this idea of these products that biohack?
Yeah, man, I wish I had have known about biohacking back in 2011. I wish I had known about biohacking when I was 12 and I started competing, because it's changed the game. And I was a little bit naive about nutrition and, different things on how to biohack the body. And that's really what we're doing as athletes. You want to perform at an optimal level, and biohacking really is just helping your body achieve a desired outcome. And for me, I wanted to win, and I wanted to hit the podium. I wanted to go to Worlds. I wanted to go to the Olympics. And so without knowing I was biohacking, but not necessarily in the right way. And once I started learning about biohacking, a gentleman who I used to cycle with, and we worked in the pharmaceutical industry together, and I was like, what? You have another product? I don't need another product. I have a baggie full of products that I use. I don't need to add to this, regimen. And it was kind of frustrating because I was using a lot of things, but I kept getting injured. And, I was foam rolling. I was doing all the right things, and thought I was taking all the right supplements, and I had bags and powders and juices and all this stuff, and not knowing which one was actually working to help my body do what it's supposed to. So when somebody introduced me to biohacking, I got really excited.
So what was it? I mean, I'd imagine, again, as an athlete, you'd have all these different ingredients and products and supplements and powders and all these things. You're not sure exactly what's working. What was it for you that actually got you to take a closer look at this? I mean, I think that's a question that a lot of people would have, is they're exposed to a lot of different products that are out there. What separates this one, in your opinion, or what caught your attention for you to take a closer look at this particular product line?
Great question. I think a lot of times we get approached by a lot of different things, and especially as athletes, if you're an athlete out there tuning into this, or you're a coach, or you work with a team, you're probably thrown information all the time, and it's like, how do you sift and sort through this? So when a friend of mine said, hey, Jess, you really need to check out this video, I was like, I kind of shoot him off for a long time because I'm like, I don't want to see another video. But then when I did actually take a look at the video on biohacking, it was an ABC primetime investigative news report, and it had aired in 2005. And as a Canadian, I missed it. I was up in the frigid north. So I missed that ABC primetime. But when I watched the rerun, I was blown away because they have studies, and coming from the pharmaceutical and medical industry myself, they have peer-reviewed studies, and one of them, the initial one that was what spawned the video, said that this product reduced inflammation, oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. And I said, holy cow, I take a Tylenol before and after runs just to reduce some inflammation, right?
Sure.
And I said, wow, if this can reduce inflammation by 40% in 30 days, that's a game changer. I needed this product yesterday. So I got excited about it because not only did the information stand out, but it was backed by science, and it was all natural. And that's something I hadn't found in the medical industry.
So talk about professional athletes. What are some of the things that they are looking at that they would be interested in? I mean, we've got a lot of folks that probably joining us in here that they have, either they themselves are performing at higher levels or wanting to, and maybe they know friends. By the way, those of you that are watching this and you know some people that you're thinking of right now as you're hearing Jessica's story, you can hit the share button and share this out to them as well, and they can get this information. Again, we're here with Jessica Crate, a professional athlete, marathon, triathlon runner, and she's just sharing her experience about biohacking. So when you're talking about reducing oxidative stress and the evolution of where that's going, why would that matter for an athlete? Is there anything specific that athletes would be interested in and learn about these types of products?
Yeah, 100%. So as athletes, there's two opposite ends of the spectrum, right? Our bodies are wired to achieve balance, which is homeostasis. Anytime our body gets out of balance, whether it's at a high level or at a low level, that's when we get thrown out of whack. We get injured, illness, disease, and sickness. So for me as an athlete, most people, oscillate between this nice cushiony layer of stress. Well, you add in marathon running and triathlon, and those of you who are into other sports, that takes you onto the other echelon. And so now you're dealing with higher levels of inflammation, higher levels of oxidative stress, because the thing that we need to keep us alive is also the thing that causes us to age and kills us, right? On the other end of the spectrum, being in the pharmaceutical industry, people who are sick, ill, or have diseases, I know a lot of athletes even have illnesses and ailments, and that's like doubling their inflammation. So what I love about this, and if you're an athlete tuning in or a coach or a player, what this product does and what I'm excited about with biohacking is if you can help your body achieve balance and help your body reduce inflammation every single day and stay in balance back to the levels of a 20-year-old, I mean, that was what blew me away and what got me excited, because as athletes, we want to perform at a high level. We want to recover faster. We want to sleep deeper. We want to feel good, alert, and have more just natural energy. So that's what this product did for me. And that's what I think really every athlete wants is, let me just sleep deeper through the night, because I don't think a lot of athletes get quality sleep. At least I didn't in the beginning. And so I started sleeping deep right through the night, waking up, feeling more refreshed, having more energy, popping out of bed. And then in workouts, it was a game changer. Not only did I recover in half the time from injury, but now fast forward 6.5 years of biohacking, I've been injury free. Whereas like every other weekend competing and racing, I would have injuries every weekend. And now being injury free for 6 years, the quality of my life has improved. Less physical therapy, less time, trying to repair these injuries. And so being able to recover faster from workouts, recover faster from competing at a high level is key. And then having more natural energy. And, I hate to break it to you, but I did used to do the Red Bull, the Rock Stars, and I think those things are just like horrendous for athletes. So having more natural energy, better cognitive function, and being more focused and aware of what you're doing as an athlete is so key.
So I'm going to, I don't know if you're cool with sharing maybe a personal story about how you've overcome those, but I think that there's probably people watching this that have experienced maybe a setback or a challenge as an athlete, and they just feel like, their days are numbered and they're just done. Would you be willing to volunteer your story about how you had a challenge, and you talked about how you've bounced back from that and your experience with that? Did it help you at getting over that obstacle and that challenge?
Absolutely. I think as athletes, we want to perform at a high level, and there's two components of the story that I think a lot of people can relate to. Even if you're not an athlete, but what I say is, if you have a body, you are an athlete. That's actually a quote by Bill Bowerman.
I always knew it, Jessica. Thank you for reinforcing that to me.
But yeah, so when I fractured my foot, I was training for the Olympics, and my dream was to go to London in 2012. And when I fractured my foot in the Boston Marathon, I fractured my foot at mile 14, snapped my foot, finished the marathon on a broken foot, which to this day, I don't know how I did it, by the grace of God, but crossed the finish line. And it was like the adrenaline left my body, the pain rushed in. I ended up in a medical tent. And I remember sitting there like weeping, being like, oh my gosh, it like hit me. Not only is my foot shattered, but now my dreams of going to the Olympics are just obsolete. So I went through the period of like depression and just lack of purpose and stress, because I'm like, now I have a foot injury. Now I have to wear a boot, and now I have to go back to my life sucking job in the heat of Florida. And this is not where I thought my life was going to be. And so what the LifeVantage products did for me was they provided hope. And when I was able to recover in half the time and rebound from injury, and my body started feeling better, and I was like, man, I'm going to be able to compete again. Because for a minute, I was like, it's over. It's done, and you get depressed and you're like, man, my identity's gone. And what am I going to do next? And so the products really helped change the way I looked at health too. They got me looking at prevention. Because I was always on the treatment side. I was always, okay, I get injured and then I go, now I got to fix it. So now my forward thinking is now prevention. The quote, fix the roof while the sun's still shining, right?
Right.
And so don't wait until you get injured. Don't wait until you get an injury that leads to something else. Don't wait until you get sick, but start preventing now. Start biohacking today, because you don't want to wait until something happens down the road if you can start preventing it today.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I can honestly tell you, I don't know what that's like to think about being a professional athlete and having those setbacks.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you, I definitely think like a professional athlete, because I think one day I still could. Maybe.
Watch out for this guy.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about our 4 core products.
Mm-hmm.
We
have them here.
We got the Vitality Stack. Let's talk about it. As busy as you are, all the things you're doing, building your business, you're out doing these speaking engagements. As athletes that are traveling around, maybe just some of your thoughts about our core 4 products and why we call them our core 4, and why would somebody who's really looking at biohacking need to start with this foundationally for biohacking?
Well, those of you tuning in today are really lucky. You're really actually blessed, because we now have this. 6 years ago, we didn't have this, and I had to carry on these bottles and while I was traveling. But this is fantastic, because our flagship product is the first one. So Protandim. That's the one that reduces inflammation by 40% in 30 days. I'm just going to share probably how I use them.
Do it.
Feel free to biohack yourself and figure out the best way to take them yourself. But our flagship product, I take in the morning. It's this yellow tablet. I take it in the morning with food, with breakfast, or even before breakfast, depending on your needs. You may or may not need to take it with food. But if you can eat a salad, you can take Protandim. The second product, the sister product, is NRF1, and it's to really boost the mitochondria in your cells. So I don't know if you know, but back in the 1930s, they found that the root cause of cancer was lack of ATP energy production in your cells. So NRF1 is the sister product to Protandim NRF2. And what it does is it revs up the energy, the natural energy in your cells. So I take these 2 capsules before I go to bed. If people are like, why would you want more energy before you go to bed? Well, your body's repairing and recovering and healing while you're sleeping. So you take Protandim NRF2, our tablet, in the morning to ward off all that free radical damage. The food you eat, the air you breathe, the toxins that you're exposed to while you're working out or in the outside. And then NRF1 are the capsules that you would take at night. Through the night, your body's repairing and healing. So I pop out of bed now, Trent. I literally am like, woo, it's a great day. With your body, your cells are literally healing and the energy production is compounding. So when you wake up, man, you're just feeling great. So it's the 1-2 punch. So you definitely want these. The dual synergizer is key. And I love that it's in these packets because you can even cut it if you've taken in the morning and then you just have the other 2 for the rest of the day. But it's super simple. I keep it in my purse. You can keep it in your training bag, whatever's convenient to you. Guys, a briefcase or backpack or your suit pocket probably works.
Yeah, they've been great just because when you're on the go, it's just they're already there rather than carrying all these different bottles around. I
Right.
think that's what's great behind them. Tell us a little bit about the probiotic. What's your experience with probiotic? And give us a taste of fish oil. Why would
Not
that
to
need to be?
cheat on these 2, but I have fallen in love with the next 2. And the ProBio is amazing. It's a dual track system. And I've tried a lot of probiotics, and a lot of them you have to refrigerate. So as somebody on the go who travels a lot and is on the plane and can't find a fridge at all times, you can't carry around a ProBio. And even kombucha and other probiotics, yogurts, kefirs, all those, you have to refrigerate. So our probiotic is amazing. It really helps clean out your gut because in order to have a firm foundation, you have to have it cleaned out. So it really cleans and restores your gut health, and it's fantastic. It's amazing because they're easy to swallow. I know a lot of people are worried about, can I swallow these little pellets? But it really just helps clean out your digestive tract and have a good base for you to biohack.
So, grandma always says, take your vitamin C. And then I've probably heard my mom and dad both say, you need to have enough fish in your diet.
Mm-hmm.
Fish oil. I've always looked at fish oil just kind of a scary thing to me. I like fish oil. Don't like the taste of it. You try to swallow it, put a chaser right behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit about the fish oil and that included in as well in the pack.
I'm so glad that we now have our own fish oil, and it's literally sourced from fish to boat, and you can see where the fish is coming from. Alaska, it's amazing. So this omega is so key, and it really is what helps your whole system biohack more efficiently. It like turns on the system, it comes in, and it really just helps your body perform so that your products are performing optimally. So I accidentally bit into it. They did it at Elite Academy, but the omega is actually delicious.
You bit into the fish oil?
On purpose. Not on the first time, but then I bit into it and I chewed it and I'm like, man, it actually tastes delicious. But before, Trent, I've tried every fish oil and, you're burping and it's like disgusting. And then I tried the liquid and then you have to refrigerate it. And that's a problem with me traveling. So this has been amazing. I dare you to, you want to do it now? Can we do it live on camera? You want to bite into it?
I honestly never tasted it yet. So I don't,
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know.
I think he's really going to love it. Who wants to see him taste it?
I'll try one. I'll do it. Let's do it. I'm gonna try one. I'll do one right here. So let's.
So it actually tastes great, but what it has omega D, or it has vitamin D, vitamin D3, and omega 3 and 7. So all the omegas you need to really help your body perform optimally, and that's something that is very important for athletes.
There's that psychology feeling when you take a capsule like this, and you can see that it's got the little gel inside
You're
of it.
so brave. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, you think it's scary to do a Facebook Live with the studio and the lights around, but can you imagine actually eating an actual fish oil at the same time?
So it's kind of citrusy. It's a little chewy. Tastes delicious.
Does it taste like fish?
It's like eating sushi. I've got water in case.
It did not taste like what I thought it was going to taste like.
Right?
Oh, and it has like a little kick afterwards.
Right? It's actually delicious.
So that's like the filler or the capsule.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually pretty good. Oh, I'm going to finish these.
Bam.
You
See,
know,
I would
it's-
never steer you wrong. There you go.
Thank you, Jessica. These are really good, actually. I like them.
Now he's popping them like
It's like,
candy,
it's like
folks.
Starburst, man. Go at family night at the movie. We're going to be eating fish oil. It does taste like lemon lime.
Told ya.
That is the wildest thing.
Isn't it crazy? Now you can share with your friends and family. You know, I've got a new snack for you. It's like fruit snacks.
They are actually, yeah. Just like
So
a Flintstone
those
pill when I was a
parents,
kid.
if you're having trouble getting your kids their omegas or their vitamin D, there you go.
That first kick's a little bit hard, but I'll tell you what, it really does have a good flavor to it.
Perfect. See, so the core four is fantastic. The dual synergizer, the probiotic, and the omegas are what I take every day now. I just started on the Nerf 2 in 2011, but since then, as we biohack and as we learn about different products, our technology continues to grow, and so our product line will continue to grow because we're focused on the gut brain, the heart brain, and the head brain. So I love these products. The other one I have to tell them about.
Oh, please do.
And if you guys haven't tried Axio, this has changed the game for me in athletics. When we first came out with Axio, it's a brain product. So it's helping you look up New Zealand pine bark or pine bark extract. And it is amazing for healing your brain and just turning on the neurons and dendrites in your brain to help you be more focused, more clear, get rid of that brain fog, and help you perform better. And, I've eliminated all the Red Bull and Rockstar. You'd be happy to know. I no longer drink soda.
Good.
Yes. But it's clean energy. I've tried a lot of those energy drinks and products, and you get like this spike, and then you're like jittery for hours, and then you're trying to do life and you can't function. So Axio has been key. I do the regular in the morning and then the decaf in the afternoon. And for those of you athletes that are looking to get a little edge naturally, because all our products are approved by the Banned Substance Control Group, the NSF, Olympic Association, so they're safe. If you can eat a salad, you can take our products. But Axio, so I take it's called the Now and Later. So take a regular and a decaf, mix them together before a workout, and I put in a little coconut water and then a splash of pomegranate juice, and you are good to go.
And add a fish oil tablet, go a capsule,
Pop
go
a
with
fish
it.
oil.
You can chew that in there too.
You will distract your competition.
Indeed, you will. Guys, listen, this has absolutely been a privilege to have Jessica on here sharing with you the value between the Vitality Stack as well as our Axio product line, and all the products that we have here at LifeVantage are really designed to help you with that biohacking experience. And I think that the company's done it right. We've got something very unique to the marketplace. As you heard Jessica share her experience, it's been an absolute privilege to let me come and sit at the table with you and to hear more of your details, your story, and really the value behind the products that we've got here. So thank you so much for sharing that. Any closing thoughts or anything you'd like to say just to close up?
I would just encourage you guys to get out there and share biohacking and start learning more about it for you. Get your questions answered as fast as possible and get started biohacking. It's really the basis. There's no one size fits all. Everyone's body is different. But find what works best for you and share it with other people, because it's helped me achieve balance. And then from there, I do yoga, I run, I eat healthy, I compete, I train, I sleep good. There's so many other ways to biohack. But this really is the foundation and the core of getting your body back into balance. Because truly, when your body's in alignment, your mind becomes clear. You can find your soul's potential and really reach your optimal human potential. So
I love that closing part. We'll end with that, and I'm going to jump into this box right here, and I'm going to chew me in a couple of more fish oils.
Hey,
guys, thank you for being on here. You want to try some of these? These are actually pretty good. Thank you guys for being on here. We'll get you on the next testimonial. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you to Biohacking Health. You guys are phenomenal. Keep it up.
Thank you, LifeVantage.